up, y'all? Welcome to the non-traditional vlogmas. That's what I'm calling this shit because y'all see the date. I'm not even gonna say what date it is. We've been past December 1st. Let's put it like that. But welcome back to my channel. I have no idea when the last time I posted, so I'm not even gonna try and figure it out because I have no idea. But yeah, I'm gonna just get right into this. We just popping videos out when we can. I don't know what I'm saying. When I can. And whatever I finish by, I'm gonna keep it going until December, like the end of December. Whatever I post between now and then, that's Vlogmas for y'all. So we just gonna do that and keep it pushing. You feel me? So as y'all can see from the title of the video, I'm gonna be talking about my insecurities as a trans man. As y'all know, I identify as a trans man, female to male. He, him pronouns, all that shit. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of go to the top of my fucking head with this shit because I know I wanted to talk about more trans stuff on my channel in general. I touched a little bit on certain things last year, and I also did that video, if y'all remember. I recreated my high school grad photos because in my original high school grad photos, I had this short skirt on, short dress on, short tight dress, hair done, all this, and I was like, nah, that's not me. I gotta have it when Aiden graduated high school, you feel me? So I recreated those, I posted those. That video got a lot of good response. It was fun. Yeah, I might do a part 2 to that and like do the ones where they have us like in a suit and that little background and do those photos because those were our other set of grad photos, so I might do that. But yeah, so let's get started. I feel like this year has, like, with certain things that happened, I was struggling a lot with my identity, and I kind of went through a couple of moments where I felt like giving up and just going back to being a stud and all this shit. But I know deep down inside that's not me. That's not who I want to be. That was just, I don't want to say the easy way out because it's like every group has their issues. But personally, since I was a stud at one point in time, I had an easier time being a stud than I'm having being a trans man, because it's like a lot of the stuff that, I mean, I guess this would be like common sense, but it's been an adjustment to be treated as a man, even though that's what I want, if that makes sense. Because you gotta take the good with the bad. If that's how you're gonna identify and you're gonna be a member of society, that's just the way it goes. But certain things were really tough on me. It was really fucking with my confidence, to the point where I was having a lot of thoughts of self-harm, particularly in the areas that really make me stand out as a woman, let's put it that way. Or with woman parts, let me say it like that. Stand out, like seeing that I still have woman parts. So, and also I was getting really like fucked up in the head over my face because it's like, I really took a look at the mirror one day. I was like, damn, I'm really not passing that much, am I? Like, I definitely had like periods of time where I passed and it's like, yeah, it's cool, it's Aiden, that's a guy, da 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 da. No one even thought I was biologically a female. But then I started hearing a lot of shit being talked about in certain environments about me, and like, oh, that's a woman, that's a stud, that's not a man, da 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 da, like all this shit, and it started to get to me, really bad actually, to the point I didn't want to go out no more. I didn't want to be around people too much. Like, I already had like social anxiety, but that shit made it like skyrocket, and it was just to the point I was like, I just want to sit behind closed doors. It's that bad. And I started wearing my binder a lot more again, which is annoying because it's like it gets uncomfortable after a little bit of time because that shit's fucking tight. Like, it's compressing your titties. Like, that shit, it hurts. You're not even supposed to wear it for more than 8 hours anyway, but I definitely was wearing it longer than that. It's to the point if I'm just sitting and I'm chilling, I'm just keeping it real with y'all. If I'm like in a comfortable, like, you know, and I'm not obviously I'm not doing this out in the open, but you know, I'll sit around and I won't have a shirt on or nothing because it's comfortable. But it's so hard for me to look in the mirror now. Like I have always had like the dysphoria, but it's like a million times worse, particularly up here. The bottom I don't really look at like that much because y'all know the clit. Once you start taking the shots, it gets bigger, and it kind of looks like a little dick, and it's hella dope. That boosted my, you know, my confidence, particularly like in the sex department. And certain things changed for me sexually. Obviously my sex drive went up. I mean, it was already up, but it was up even more. And I was enjoying sex more because of that. Because I didn't really enjoy like things like getting head before, until now, because it just felt better. I could feel it more. It felt like, yeah, it's getting, you feel me? So like that. But the top, as y'all can see, I'm not wearing a binder right now because I'm tired. I'm going to sleep soon. I didn't have the energy to put that shit on, so that's that. So I might have it on in some videos, I might not. It depends on how I'm feeling. But I was so paranoid about somebody figuring out that I was a woman at any point in time. It was becoming such a consistent thing that I was hearing, and I was over it. And it's my face. Like, I already look hella young, and I just feel like a lot of times I look like a little ass kid. And when I'm around people, like, it's just like, even though I'm an adult, it don't feel like it because I just, it's just, I don't know. People look at me like I'm really young, and it fucks with me even more now because, like, I still have it in me to want to be in the club, but it's scary because it's like I feel like people are looking at me like this, like I'm a little kid, like I'm not supposed to be in there, like I don't belong in there. Like I just start getting paranoid, like, are people staring at me? Like, it's just a lot going through my head, and it makes me not enjoy myself. It makes me feel weird if I'm getting down a certain way, you know, grinding, gyrating, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know, I feel so weird doing that shit now because I feel like people are looking at me like I shouldn't be doing that. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's a lot. Appearance-wise, mainly the top of my face that's been fucking with me. So I was trying to take it more seriously, getting my shots again, and I'm happy I'm back, about to be back on the right track with that. So I expect to be able to make a lot of positive changes and consistently be on my T-shots next year. And I started doing this thing. I started it yesterday. I gotta take one tomorrow, like one picture each day, and see how my face and like everything changes over a year with me being consistent and on my shit. Because at the end of the day, the only things I can really control right now are my transition in school, and I would like to be ace in both of them. So I know that would like make me overall more happy as a person. So yeah, yeah. So that's that. That was big insecurity. My face, my top part. Another thing is like the expectations people have for men. Like there's certain things I agree with because I was raised a certain way, and I saw what the men were doing and the women were doing, and there's certain things I agree with. But sometimes there's a lot of pressure to fulfill those roles and like quote unquote responsibilities and shit like that. Because when I was growing up, my grandfather was the head of the house. My father wasn't in the picture. I'll just put it like that. So my grandfather was running shit. I think certain things are in my grandmother's name along with his, like it's joint shit, but it's mainly him running shit. He paid for the house, custom built, their vehicles, every single bill. My grandma does not pay a dime. She does not pay a dime. She has not worked in over 40 years, probably by now. It's getting close to 40 years. She was raising her 2 children, and taking care of the house, making sure it was clean, making sure all the food was cooked, all of that shit, and he was bringing home the bread. So, like, you know, being a provider. And that's what I want to be, in due time. You know, on a more full level, I want to be able to be the one that's providing everything. Like, I don't have anything against women working. I just like that because it makes me feel needed. It makes me feel important. Like, I'm doing something good. I'm taking care of my woman. Like, that's what I saw growing up, and I felt like it worked really well. It set up a really good foundation for the family. So, yeah. I'm not opposed to cleaning either. Yeah, I'm not opposed to cleaning. I have to clean my bathroom at home. I share it with my uncle, so we take turns cleaning it. I have no problem with that. But primarily I want to be the one working so that my spouse doesn't have to, and my spouse can live that soft girl life. That's the vision I have. So I think that's just how I'd want to go about things, which is another reason why I'm staying in school, so I can get that kind of job, so that can be a reality, like a permanent one. But sometimes it's like people expect all that from me, like right now, when I'm a 22-year-old college student. I've been able to provide certain things in the past, which made me feel good. To be able to do that. But I just wanted to be consistent, you know? So that's why I work on saving money, working when I can, staying in school and all that shit. And then I can do that. Because it feels good. It feels good to me. But when you go through periods of time where the woman has to be the one that's providing more because things get a little bit tough on your end, that y'all like essentially swap places, which I also don't have a problem with, because I feel like when you're down, your partner should be able to lift you up and vice versa. And that's what it was for me, which I appreciated. But on the outside, to some people, they feel like even in a situation like that, the woman shouldn't step up and do anything and help you out a little bit here and there, and help you get back to that point. It's like some weird shit, or it makes the man look like he's a pussy or something, or he doesn't deserve intimacy or things like that because he's not being able to provide 100% of the time, which I think is stupid. Like, I think that's stupid. Because sometimes life's a little bit too much, and that's just what it was. So I was hearing shit like that, and I was like, I don't agree with that, especially if the man was already doing everything that he could. You feel me? So I feel like as long as you keeping your word and you was doing shit and you did everything that was within your control, then you deserve those things. Like, for me, I don't need like a whole bunch of shit. Like, I'm a very simple man. Very simple man. What I like is like affection and time spent with me and things like that and stuff like that. So like, I don't mind helping out with taking care of the house and things like that. I don't mind. I feel like I'd be the nigga that would be mowing the lawn, like that, like, you know, like that kind of shit. Like that's kind of also stuff I want to do. I feel like it's important to help take care of the house, but I want to be primarily the one who's taking care of my spouse financially. I like that feeling. But it gets to me when people are saying, like, the moment I'm not able to do that, it's like a whole thing, you know, and it just like irritates me. And it makes me feel like I'm not man enough or something like that, and it kind of gets into my head, and I'm just like, damn. Like, it's crazy when you choose to identify as something and people just lay the fucking hammer down the moment you're not exactly how they want you to be, when half the time they're not even trying to look at you in that way. Like, it's kind of fucked up. It's like a double-edged sword, you know. But yeah, I would say gender roles is a hard thing to get behind, depending on what your thoughts are already, you know. This hasn't been an issue as much as it was when I first came out, but I remember when I first got to college, a lot of women were giving me a hard time about my height. Cis women were giving me a hard time about my height. When I started to date trans women, it was completely different, because I've always been a shorter person in a relationship, but all the trans women I've dated, were taller than me. Intersex, taller than me. The cis women were a little bit taller, but you know, the trans were significantly taller than me, because that's just how it is sometimes biologically. There are short trans women, there are tall trans men, but a lot of us trans men are not that tall. So, and me, I'm like 5'2", the max. So, yeah, that's just what it was. But when I would start dating people who were part of the community, I got a completely different vibe. And that's what I prefer now, because there's already that understanding, the trans experience, you know, being in the community, going through certain things, being treated a certain way, understanding each other on a level that nobody else can, because we both went through a form of a transition, or some of us still in the form of transitioning, and that's what I like about it. I would be lying if I said I didn't have an attraction to not cis men. Pause. I would be lying if I said I didn't have an attraction to cis women, but sometimes it's scary venturing into that, because it's like you have this whole identity and all this that comes with it, and you can't provide kids for them naturally, and some cis women don't know this shit, and like things like that. So there's that. My height, I mean, that does make me a bit insecure, but a lot of it has to do with how a lot of other shit has not changed, which is why I'm trying to stay on point with my shots and the surgery and all that. Starting the year off right, you feel me? So at least if I'm looking a lot more masculine overall, and when I get my top surgery, and I'm gonna start going to the gym, either this week or next week when my membership starts, and just making myself masculine and what feels masculine to me in every other way possible, I feel like my height's gonna go up. Like, it's not gonna matter to me so much. So I feel like that won't be an insecurity for much longer, once I just start feeling more like myself. So yeah, I feel like those are the main things, to be honest with y'all. You know, when you're venturing into dating, when you're around people, and as an adult now, and yeah, it's a little bit different. Like, it's a different world out here for men. Different world out here for every group. Every group has their shit that they got to deal with, whatever they choose to identify as. But yeah. Is there really anything else? Insecurities. I mean, you know, just it's always the usual family shit. I'm kind of I'm excited for a further transition, but I'm scared because my voice might get a little bit deeper next year. And when I first had the voice drop, people thought I had a cold or some shit. And I remember my mom was like, "Why do you sound like that?" And I was like, she's like, "You have a cold?" I was like, "No." She was like, "So why do you sound like that?" And she was on the phone looking at me hella sus. This was like 3 to 4 months. Okay, no, I'm bugging. This was almost a year after I had come out to her. It was 3 to 4 months after I started T, the testosterone. So around that 4th month period, my voice started to drop. Cause I used to sound like this, but now it went a lot down like that. When I look at my old videos, like, yo, that's crazy how I used to sound. What the fuck? But yeah, she noticed that shit instantly. It was like, And then I told her, she's like, I thought we said you're gonna wait on the shots. And I don't remember what I said after that. But I'm like, I'm not fucking waiting for shit. Like, the sooner as I can get the top surgery, I'm doing it. Nothing's gonna stop me. I don't care if I have to miss a couple of weeks of school. I don't care. I'll sit in class in pain if I have to, because I want it that bad. I can wait on the bottom surgery. There's no rush. There's a lot of complicated shit with that, especially because I want the phalloplasty, so I know that's going to be a whole process. There's a couple surgeries I have to get to remove shit from my vagina and then proceed to actually get the dick. But the top, easy. So yeah, but I'm praying the next year or two, God will make a way, because I'm that would make me so much happier as a human being, and then to also get so much more out of the t-shirts, that would eliminate like 50% of the depression that I have. If I'm gonna keep it real, that's half of where it's stemming from. That I don't look the way I want. That it's hard for me to look in the mirror. That I don't have any real confidence right now, and I'm just like, I don't feel like me. Like, my gender dysphoria is like, it's the worst it's ever been. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's where a lot of my insecurities are coming from. Just like, yeah, a lack there. I feel like everything's been kind of stagnant. You feel me? So, but we about to get back on it. I just wanted to start off with that. I know there's other trans shit coming up. I don't know what's on the list. I have to go and check that out for future videos I'm gonna do for VLOGMAS. But I know I wanted to cover a few things regarding me being trans. But yeah, I'm probably gonna switch my new legal name around. My first name is Aiden right now, but I think I'm gonna change it to Zion. Officially. I know I had said that before a couple of months ago, but then I was like, maybe I'll stick with Aiden, but I was like, nah. Zion is just fitting more. Different people are using it more, and I like the way it sounds, and I feel like it fits me more for my first name, and I might just make Aiden my English middle name, because, you know, I got the Ghanaian one and the American one, so that's probably what I'll do. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching, for hearing me out about my insecurities as a trans man. I appreciate having this platform and audience to talk to y'all. And y'all rock. We're on the road to 600 subscribers, so please like, comment, share, do what you gotta do, you feel me? Yeah, I definitely will see you tomorrow. I feel like I'm on the road now. I felt good enough to make a video today, and I'm gonna try and keep that pattern. But yeah, so I'll see y'all for the next video. I'll probably put it in the description box what it's gonna be, like I did last year, once I figure it out and I upload this. But yeah, y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all soon.